But wait, there's more. Hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer.
Yes, baby, cause a screamer. All right, folks, welcome to another crazy show, and we're going over extreme entertainers today. So, here we below. Let's go ahead and bring in our co-host and our co-hosts. And if there's anybody else who wants to join us in the my chats, go to our Distant McCords, and you have a link to join us on the panel. So let's bring in or do our intros.
But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
Yes, I guess you're right, honey.
Hello.
All right. How y'all doing today?
Well. Thank you.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
That's great. Awesome to hear.
Still have the day off, so.
That's good. I didn't have so much fun this morning for multiple reasons, but we don't really need to talk about it 100% because I don't know if it's 100% or not, but there was a handful of things that happened to make me confuzzled this morning, but I am glad to be here with you all, and we have all the fun things and stuffs that we're going to get into, and I'm actually glad that we're doing this because there were 3 other subjects that I was going to go over that I really am so glad we're not going over today, and we're going over this. So let's say hello.
First, a little message. Our good friend Mango is a bit short for meds for small human. Her links are in the Discord for people that want and are able. Proud a bit.
Yes. So everybody go and do
40,
that
45
if they
short.
can.
About
Okay,
45
all right. By the end of this, we'll probably be through that, but just give us a second. I have to go and do this, and then so let's go ahead and say hello to our cinema chats. And well, how are you, dog?
I'm good, thank you. Yes, I'm very good.
Okay, just making sure and didn't want to exclude you from the shite and the stuff and the stuff. Anyways, yeah, I know I'm a shitey bastard. I know that for sure. So, anyways, let's go ahead and say hello to the cinema chats, and we have one of our channel sponsors, which is Stop the Stupidity.
Yes.
So we have their commercial, which is.
Attention, new New Yorkers! Stop acting so stupid!
I love that I found that one because that one fits so fucking well.
It totally does. And everybody say hello to Dave, the captive desk.
Hey, Dave. All hell, Bigfoot.
You're going to be on Joe's stream. If post the link for that, and we'll all watch it later. We have a pastor, Huckleberry.
Pastor.
We have the sexy kitty, Savvy Danger.
Hey, Savvy.
Savvy Danger.
Nice to
We
see
have
ya.
Carrie.
Carrie Ann.
As well. Let's see. I gotta get paid for my parents, Wait. I gotta get paid for my parents since
Yeah, you
I'm
rectify
like,
that. Parents,
what
not
the
parents.
beep did you just say? How did that
I-
make any sense?
got
Am I not
I think
reading
he
that right?
means appearance.
I know, but again, a dumbass fucking reread your dumbass things before you put it into voice prompt, you twat. So I think we said hello to everybody, and we did stop stupidity the thing. So now,
Hi to Carrie. I don't know.
yes, we said hello to the Carries,
Yeah.
yes, and everybody
I was
else said
looking up
hello.
links for
And if there's
Kentucky 18.
if there's nobody else who is sitting in the background that has not said hello to us, please say hello to us. Now, let's go ahead and play this before we get into the documentaries or the acts and the things of the mobbers I have ready for us. So here we blow. Right this way, life breaks inside. Step right this way, life breaks inside. Be amazed and wonder. Ouch. Why would somebody do that to themselves, that fucking weirdo?
You freak.
Goddamn freaks.
That dude is fucking.
And before we get to this,
Somebody here he's.
Uncle back.
Before we get to this,
What the back?
we've got What the Beck. Everybody say hello to What the Beck.
Hey, back. How you doing?
You love what about Huckleberry? Wait. What?
Well,
What did he say? There's nothing you should love about Huckleberry.
Not Pastor Huckleberry.
Oh, well, the Huckleberry is definitely you're just kidding about what, Huckleberry? Y'all got to get subs up? Yeah, no, well, I mean, I know I need to get subs up. That's why we show this. And
because it's just slightly too early.
I know. No, I did it at exactly the right time.
No, could have been a slightly later.
And this is exactly. Come on, fucking computer. Close it. Close this. Never mind. Anyways, so, somebody in the side of my chats. This is what I wanted to show you. Is this thingy-mabobber that I want to redo on stage, and you'll know why because we talked about this earlier.
And we'll know who he's talking.
See the mask. You don't have to wear the full one, but anyways.
You should go
so
do
I'm
that
piercing
in
her
Europe.
leg.
You should go do that in Europe.
No, that's what we're trying for. We're trying to do this in the Europes. That's what we're slowly building up. What we're doing to get to.
I'll probably be front row.
God damn it. And of course he's gonna have me stop the video on this because of what did stop the stupidity. Just fucking do. Thank you very much. You're amazing. We love you so much.
Thank you, stop.
But let us know. Let us know who are the names of the peoples, and we'll do the commercial.
I cannot pronounce that. West Side Girl Reacts, Sydney, Kalas, yeah, and IRL bloopers.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm totally gonna start this, and like I don't have my pot. that I can tell. Yeah, no, it's totally. So I'm going to keep playing this and I will be right. Well, let's do this and then we'll do that and then we'll do this. And we didn't do disclaimers yet. So I guess we'll do that after this video because at least we should do that one. And guess what? Our lovely sister is here.
Ooh, hello.
Yay! So Savvy, if you don't know what we're talking about, everybody that is a member, please put in the side of my chats the things. So there are emojis that you can now use being a member on here. Oh, we miss you, sister. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and keep playing this and I'm going to grab my vape.
Hot.
Yeah, my vape pen because it's not near me to the best of my knowledge. I will be right back. Once again, this is for you and you know what I'm talking about. And then let's crack on and then we're going over the things. Thank you all. You all are amazing. Everybody put up all of the emojis that I made. Okay, so here we blow. Oh, shit. I'll be right back. God damn it, I'm Danish. Son of a bitch. There we go. I'll be right back. But fuck it. Let's just watch this too. Why not? Although the music's probably gonna get us what's it called. But here's the events I used to put on back in the day that were fetish events. And then we can still do these in the near future. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, if you know who I'm talking to.
Oh, fucking know who you're talking to, you dumbass.
I know. I'm looking for some. Who is this idiot? That's the MC.
Is so strange
what the
for
fuck?
Me. Like,
why?
Seeing you in a group where you're the person with the most clothes on.
I know.
Oh, has Savvy already seen the burlesque thing you did?
The boylesque thing?
Yeah.
I don't know if they have.
You should watch that.
Yeah, we could.
More meat in a 2025 Big Mac.
Holy.
What are you saying? I'm skinnier than a Big Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you said. I'm made of these. And just an FYI, all of the background decorations I put up myself. I would come in like 4 hours early, before these events, and I would put up all the background. So all the background for all the repent stuff, I fucking did.
Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you.
Okay, I'm gonna skip forward because of the music. What are you trying to cry about, you little? Whatever you're saying.
He's going on about his channel. The church of the fucking.
Yeah, we use a shit ton of lighting for sure. Yeah, Pastor, I bet you never seen anything like this in your entire life, other than what you make your daughters do in front of you, you pervert. Yeah, this is amazing stuff. And then like this.
You know what I actually think? I think in
Okay, it's not
Europe,
using his music.
Europe in certain places, you could do more than what you can.
I'm gonna keep playing.
That show is not very MAGA.
Yeah, no, obviously. No. And once again, yes, we're trying to get to the Europes, so just give us a couple months at the least. And then maybe we'll be over there. So here's just like the beginning of some of the stuff and things of extreme performances, which we've done and that I've been a part of. Then we're going to get into like the history and the documentary of the stuff and things. And this is all different types of body people performances that we did at our events and all types of all the stuffs and things.
Everybody type has a
If
lover.
you're able, well, if you're able to perform, yeah, no, everybody has a kink, and that's the major thing. If you're able to perform and do a set and make it look good, why am I going to tell you to not do this on stage for us? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason for me, especially it's going to make us way more money to have these beautiful, lovely ladies doing these things and stuff. And once again, when we have lovely ladies doing this stuff, it balances out my ugly ass and some of the ugly other dudes that are on.
Shut up, dumbass.
So
an LED hulu. How cool is that?
What?
Yes.
An LED hulu.
And
that's pretty cool.
We have some other people that do that stuff.
I've seen a YouTube channel with somebody that does that stuff. That looked actually pretty good. Let me look that up quick.
I'm yet to watch it, but I will. It's something I've never been able to do.
I'm just gonna give my internet like a sec. There we go. You could never hurl her.
That YouTube channel that they also do stuff with the hula hoop. It's pretty cool.
See, I tried it. It was all the craze
fire
back in
and
the 70s, but I could never. Yeah, I tried it.
Yeah, was also not my thing. Like there's fire on the channel. Like, yeah, pretty cool.
You put fire on your what, you weirdo?
Oh,
you pervert!
The channel
okay,
I just promoted.
So if I remember this properly, I want to. I know I'm being a dumbass. Anyways, so before we get to this, I want to talk about how.
How?
Can I goddamn motherfucking talk, you fucking assholes?
Carry on.
Jesus Christ, Beavis and Butthead. Anyways, So this is a bass-ackwards burlesque performance that my awesome, amazing friend does. And this is one of the things that is very, very rare that you'll ever see. And she does this so amazingly. And we're going to be probably copyright claimed for this music, but here we blow.
And hello, Mango, and no, you bitch.
Like a newborn baby, just happens every day.
Yeah, but his fire kink is when he gets an STD and it burns his genitals until he has to go and get a penicillin
Never
shot.
had one.
I know. I know.
Because
But
I'm
that was the
smart.
best. That was the best way to fucking put that shit into
know
there.
what?
But anyways, here
Best
is
talking
no,
best.
Curdy. Go fast, because I know it was a joke, and repent was the name of the event that we did. But yes, it was a joke. But here we blow. Watch this bass-ackwards burlesque
Thank you.
performance. Nobody's ever, to the best of my knowledge, I've never seen this happen exactly the way that she had did this. So watch this.
I look inside myself and see my heart is black. I see
Awesome version of Painted Black.
I just
Ooh,
want to like turn
his
off the
voice.
music for a second
Yeah, but the music did look
and then
sound
come
really
back.
good.
Watch. I know it did, but I'm sure it may be copyrighted even if it is a remix. But
Now
let's
that's
just,
what I call pause game.
and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry for pausing it there.
You know, motorboat them cheeks.
World is black, and so she went from being this like innocent woman to having guns and like being military. That was it.
Okay, so now it did turn into MAGA.
Yeah, well, or the left wing is becoming militant, which is scary and weird all at the same
That's
time.
neat. That's neat. That's neat.
Yes, it is. Okay, I'm gonna mute this for just a second, so hopefully we don't get copyrighted just for the music. And if we have to, we'll mute it anyways.
That is
but
too bad because it does
fuck it.
sound really good.
I know, and I just want to make sure. But this is, I taught her how to do the straight jacket escape act.
Skitsy!
Didn't even have
Okay,
a
well, I'll
chance
pause it there.
to tape up the windows or anything. Yeah?
And we have also,
Nothing.
I'm gonna say this really quick because I feel like I'm sorry I missed you, but Reader Payne. Everybody say hello to Reader Payne before we
Reader.
get to.
Hey, reader. And a Mac.
Now let's get to, and I know we didn't do the intros. I don't
We just
think,
saw a
but
booby.
fuck it. That's what your mommy said last night. All right, so now let's get into their commercial. And ouch, that's gotta hurt, honey. Oh my god. Okay, so that's the end of that.
You need to go teach again.
Teach what?
I'm paying attention now.
Yes. Okay, yes. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in the background. I mean, when we yes. So now, Jesus Christ, let's go ahead and get to
Good vodka.
good vodka.
Yes. That's a burn
So-
I do like.
So I'm a little scared about playing what I originally wanted to play because after I thought about it more,
What? Is it too kinky?
It said no. It said it's from the Discovery. Hold on, let me try to find it now. It said it's from the Discovery and something else channel. So I was like, oh my Jesus, I don't know if we can actually play this.
You haven't done the
So
disclaimers yet, just so you know.
I know, thank you, yeah. So give me a second to just like
If he's looking for that video, then I can quickly go and do the disclaimer.
do it.
Where-
Disclaimer: the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers, commentators, experts, and/or hosts. They do not explicitly or necessarily reflect nor represent the channel's policy or the views held by this channel or broadcaster. The broadcaster or its channel cannot be held accountable for all or any views expressed during this program.
And will you play the next one in just a millisecond?
Oh,
What does the B? Yeah, but what is the B? What I know, but what does the happy face and butterfly mean? What are you doing with a happy face and a butterfly that's going to make you come right back? Anyways, we'll talk about it later.
Oh, you
Go ahead
want
and
the
play
whole
next
intro
one.
thingy thing? The intro thingy.
It's actually
Well,
a
yeah,
whimsy
no,
fest.
It's
It's like Killer Cop 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard! Action Bastard, I need you! Action Bastard, I need you! Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second. Are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead. You're stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, you're stupid.
stupid. I know.
Okay, folks. So here we go. We'll see if they let us do this or not, and we're gonna go through a couple things that maybe are gonna be copyright claimed. We'll see because people are weird in this industry. So we're gonna begin with the extreme performers in Taboo or in the documentary of Taboo by Discovery something channel, and we'll see if they'll let us. Everybody in the cinema chats, if you see that our stream goes down, let us know as soon as possible, and we'll stop it and we'll move on to the next thingies of the mob. But I felt this was one of the best representations of some of the extreme performers from around the world. And this is an old documentary, but it is a good representation. I still feel of most of the things. And then we'll get to the sideshow, and then we'll get to the sideshow of they go over other subjects in this documentary. But I want to go over the sideshow, the freak show, and the other working acts in this stream, and that's what we're going to go over. But it does go over some things, and if for some reason everybody wants us to go over those things, we'll do it. But here below,
entertainers. They're today's royalty, yet some embrace careers their parents would never have approved of. Would you let your
that's what she said,
daughter make a living fulfilling men's fantasies? Your son.
How much fulfilling of inside of their fantasies or inside of her fantasies are there?
To be honest,
that's what I want to know. But anyways,
if she would be happy doing that, yes. Why the fuck would I not want my child to be happy?
Yeah, no. Once again, like I worked in the sex industry since I was young. Not which isn't right, but anyways.
Yeah, I don't know.
But no,
hey, and I think even if they were like excel in that, like be like the top of their class, like I'd still be proud. I don't like if they want to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, anything
they do that.
Is and the other thing about pressuring your children at certain ages to get into certain fields makes them want to go into other fields. So if you don't want your children to go into sex work, let's just say, tell them, hey, no, be a sex worker. Don't get into that office job. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
No,
Don't do
don't
that.
get a fucking office job.
Yeah.
No.
Just always do the opposite. No, I'm just
go work with your
opposite.
hands.
That's fucking horrible. That's what the commons do. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but them
Anyways,
them OnlyFans girls earn a fucking fortune
for doing nothing. They literally sit around and play video games naked, and that's it, brah.
Yeah.
Like I wish I was.
Some aren't
sexy.
even naked.
No,
and
I
like,
know.
Oh, sell some photos of your feet. Like, oh my god, and you're rich.
Yeah. No, I mean,
man.
I made stupid amounts of money selling videos and photos of me breaking records with my feet because they're all fucking twisted and weird. Anyways, let's crack on and we'll talk. That's next week. We're gonna do a whole fetish. We're gonna do a dungeon stream. Right now we're doing Sideshow. Then we're gonna do a dungeon stream next week where we talk about how to make money in a dungeon. Haha. Or my dungeon. In my dungeon. Anyways.
Next week we do a dungeon stream.
Oh my.
Totes exactly. So here we blow.
Switch genders to perform in cabaret. Would you pierce your body to thrill an audience?
I already did for many reasons, honey.
How far would you go to entertain others?
Dun dun dun. Okay, so now
it's from the evil triangle. Well,
let's okay, yes,
triangle.
But here we blow.
All just to entertain an audience.
Oh my god, we're totally gonna get demonetized for using this, but fuck it, here we blow.
We're still live.
In Toronto, Canada,
yeah, 69
takes the stage.
So this is after, but anyways, let's crack on.
For Scott, whose stage name is Nikolai Diablo, shocking a willing audience is a full-time profession. While others might spend their time toiling in offices, Scott eats.
So he is the magician. He is not a sideshow artist, but we'll talk about it as soon as we get through what his set is. And this is the thing that I was tripped out the most about when I met Woody McHaggis. The first time I brought him on stage and he took these double-edged razors and he put them in his mouth, chewed them up, and spit them out all bloody without like dying. I was like, what the? And then my finger, and we'll talk about it. But again, this is more of a magic trick than sideshow.
Razor blades, drinks boiling water, and hammers nails up his nose.
Yeah, you put dry ice inside of a coffee pot and never mind. We'll keep going. This is real, but
we brought to the public something that was sorely needed in our plastic, humdrum, yuppieized world.
Sideshows are selling thrills, from new acts to age-old stunts like.
So this is where the jumping on glass. This has been done for a hot minute, or holding your assistant on broken glass and standing on one foot, or we'll get into it. What's a sword swallow? I've never heard of a sword swallow. Honey. Who would swallow a sword? And not
you gotta be really stupid to do that.
Crazy person would attempt that.
Only a fucking freak.
Carnival Diablo.
You would have to be. You want to know what's really fucking funny to me that makes me laugh my arsehole off?
What?
Dude, this is so unsafe. Being this skinny No. The larger, the better is what I always see. But I'm a size queen. But what I always say is that can poke through so many things. Where my sword, it will never poke into anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it is a sheet of metal.
Maybe some
technically.
mega cunt. Mega cunt.
No, like I say on stage, maybe one day I'll have to use it on other people, but anyways, let's crack on.
It is a pretty blade, though.
Yeah, she's very nice. I like her a lot. I married her twice.
Vanessa Neal.
Now I married her once, and I got our renuptial of our marriage.
Keeps alive a long and perilous tradition.
So many people before me have died on stage, sword swallowing.
And that's what the audience is buying.
God damn it! Now, Mango just gave me a new name: Slim Size Queen Cyborg. Yes, totally.
Very real danger that these performers will seriously injure themselves or even die right before their.
Yes, I have really hurt myself doing these acts for sure.
I remember you coming in on a stream hardly able to talk.
Yeah.
You were a
and once again, folks, how do I know the Earth is a globe? Because I was taught there is a mathematical physics equation that you are told to stay in the bounds of. And every time that I have bound out of that boundary of the staying inside of the parameters of the physics of this act, then I'm okay. And that's all you have to, so that's how I know firsthand how to. And look at I stopped it on 3.33 time, whatever. No slim? What does no slim mean?
There's more of it.
And see how she doesn't push it very far down because it's very pokey at that point in time. That's why you don't make it that pokey. But that we'll talk about how you size up in college doing gay porn later.
And I've got a quick question from Mango. How much you still need now?
Oh yeah, Mango. Sorry, I'll get there in just a second. I'm sorry, Mango.
Yeah, so because we all want to help Mango.
Yes, and just let me know in a minute or when we get to the end of this, Mango, and we'll get to there. What a pastor is saying, no slim, because pastor likes it up his butt very, very wide and long, which is what I am. We'll talk about it later there, pastor. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, if you know what I mean. But here we blow.
Curiosity that draws the audiences in constantly because we are taking our life into our own hands. When they're there.
For when you do an
what she did was kind of deceiving because when she showed how deep it would go, she helped.
It didn't go all the way.
Yeah, she didn't put it as far in as when she showed that.
Yes. And when my sword goes in,
she's not as cool as Slim. Slim's cooler.
Well, and when I swallow my sword, there's still a couple inches before the hilt. But anyways, let's get into, I know what Savvy wants to see, which is this.
In the world of extreme acts, few can rival Tim Cridley. His stage name is Zamora, the Torture King.
And he technically taught me how to do these acts, but I haven't done them on stage yet, because guess what? I may be a little bit of a pussy. I'll say it out loud. But I eventually will work my way up to doing these acts. And I have talked with this amazing gentleman about these acts.
His game? self-mutilation.
Skewers going through the arm, exit wounds, entrance.
His cheeks are permanently scarred.
Yes, I know. We've talked about it.
Do that every night.
And bruises mark the spots where sewing needles have been woven into his skin. Unlike Scott,
when I used to do a bunch of acts over and over again, like for like months straight before COVID, anyways, I did gigs every single weekend multiple times for huge festivals before that. Now I don't mind. I love being here with all of you, and the festivals aren't as large as they used to be, and I was supposed to be in India in October before the whole. Never mind. But let's crack on. I have talked with all these people in this documentary about all of this stuff. So let's crack on. I'm going to step away for just a second. I'll be right back.
Scott, Tim is not an offspring of circus performers. His fascination with pushing his body to the limit began at age 10 with a book about strange performers through history.
Fact is, I'm just kind of emulating from the past. In fact, that's pretty much what I specialize in, kind of replicating these things that are completely lost in a way.
One of Tim's most popular acts is eating a light bulb.
I want to get bitten off a little more than I can chew. I got a hammer over here. Guess there's no turning back. Nothing in the glass. Nothing in my mouth.
The highlight of Tim's act is when he slides a razor-sharp skewer all the way through his arm.
Some people find this fascinating, disgusting, but fascinating. Other people can't watch it.
But Tim claims he never feels a thing.
I've kind of linked up my mind and body in a way that if I choose not to feel pain, I can overcome that.
The fascination is to...
That's what she said last night. Never mind. So there's a certain reason why we're going to use skewers and not open needles, hypodermic, and other things when we use them for other reasons. Anyways, what's funny is a pastor back in medieval times, there were people that were doing this to prove that they were a part of being holy blah blah blahs. You know what I'm saying? Like they were a martyr, or that they could do immaculate things, especially after the Jeebus turned Christianity into Christianity and other things. But
that was Paul that did that. That was not Jesus.
I'll show you.
Jesus was actually opposed to the way Christianity is now.
Yes, no, I know, but there were it was more Catholicism that did all the things where they're the ones who said, if you do a thing, then you're a thing. If your mom does a thing, then I did your mom, and then a thing. Anyways, so I want to get to this next thing, and hopefully they did not take away our stuff and things, demonetize us, or make our channel go down. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to press that. Screw you, hippies. Okay. Now let's go to this.
A lot of fight.
Let's go into part of this. We'll go into the beginning, and then we're going to skip around from this, then we'll go to other things. Okay, come on, Beavis. So he's eating glass.
For him to be.
That's how you get some fiber, honey.
Oh, look. Stuffing. I love stuffing. It's broken glass stuffing, but stuffing nevertheless. It'll be over soon.
Dude, that's spending a lot of time doing that act. That act doing that is fucking insane, doing it that goddamn long. Okay, now let's get into some of his fire. And we don't need to hear the in-between crap exactly, and then we'll get through this a little bit, and then we'll get to other things.
Well, interesting.
GIs.
Shit. Okay, here we go. So the fire stuff.
I've met a lot of great people. You know, there's some shifty folks in the carnival and the sideshow, but there's some great people.
Oh, it's all interesting. It's all immoral. It should be illegal.
When I first started into that, it was
Should
4
be
9
illegal.
spikes. And I get on 4 spikes and put my arms and legs.
4 9-inch spikes. You crackhead. What the beep are you thinking, you crackhead?
On those nails.
I would have to say yes.
What?
I'm a woman with a beard. I'm not the bearded lady, which is the title for a sideshow role.
And the next thing you know, you have this house full of two-headed babies and unicorns, and it needs a place to live.
I mean,
It just all of a sudden you have all this stuff.
I think I draw a little bit from sideshow and a little bit from rock and roll.
This 10-inch barbell that is held by both of my nipples, and I can crush objects by the sheer force of my nipples.
Dun,
Don't
dun,
try this
dun.
at home, because this has caused permanent damage to my left eye, and I have unfortunately ripped out both of my eyelids doing this. This act is called eye hooks.
Sideshows would always have what they call a pretty act, something that wasn't disgusting or disturbing to kind
And then you somehow make you sexy. Woohoo! All right, there we go. Here we go.
break from the freak you just saw. The Wild West performer would serve this purpose also in the sideshow.
I like people who look at life differently. I find people who live within life's boundaries uninteresting. I find people who live outside the boundaries marvelously fascinating.
Marvelously
In the old days, there
fascinating.
were people in every town, every city in the United States were exposed to a sideshow once a year. And the way that people used to join a sideshow is we did. People would come and see the show, and they would join the show.
The one great thing about this
And they join the show. Nothing. That's what's great about it. That's why we do this. Yeah, it just needs a place to live. Exactly. Similar.
circuses or sideshows.
And what's amazing is I got to do a lot of this fun stuff on the road. But now let's see. I want to get to, let's just see. Let's get to one of the next thingies of the mabobbers, which is this. And then we'll see if we can play some of the other thingies. Because we were talking about the German circus sideshow. And we'll see if they'll let us do that. But here we go.
Before Maury and Jerry and Judge Judy ruled the airwaves, before the pay-per-view SmackDowns, before Michael Jackson and his antics fascinated the public.
So here we go. This is like old school entertainment.
There was only one.
And it was very, very extreme because nobody was like, no, you can't do that. And yes, there's reasons why there is governmental permits that you need to get when you do certain things for certain reasons. Totally. But here we below.
Place to see the bizarre, the unusual, the weird, and the strange. It was the traveling sideshow. And every year when the circus or carnival came to town, for the small price of admission, you could gawk at a parade of midgets, giants and strong men, fat men and fat women, sword swallowers, fire eaters, alligator men, and tattooed women.
That's what she said. Anyways, yeah, and we call them other things, obviously YouTube. So that was, we're watching a video and we do not call them those things as of right now. But let's get into the next thingies.
But that's
to the
what they were
intro.
told back then. That's
No, I
that's-
know, I know, I
that's
know,
what
I
they're
know. But
saying.
again, we're not calling them that. YouTube is what I'm trying to get at, because YouTube is crazy. But here we
Talking
blow.
about
Here we blow.
history.
Here we blow. Here we blow. Yes.
Today, the sideshow was an institution in twilight. A hardscrabble patch of Americana quickly fading from the cultural fabric of our nation. Yet on a few carnival lots and fairgrounds, we can still find remnants of this once great tradition. A tantalizing spectacle of human oddities and
Slim,
outsiders.
I gotta mention something. There's a dumbass here that believes in real witches and warlocks. See that in the side chat?
Well, he is religious.
Oh, this
They
is
believe
amazing.
it?
That's great.
Believe in
I
it.
totally believe that. That's completely.
They believe
That's
in that
totally
shit.
true. That's totally true. Completely. Yeah. That's exactly what's happening. Because
Oh, no,
why?
no. It's not true because the great leader Donald Trump hasn't said it himself.
Well, and the other
Ja,
thing
hast
is
es nicht
obviously
gesagt.
And he doesn't lie.
why do they care about us comparatively to the other things and stuff in the bobbers?
Well,
Anyways,
they seem to care quite a lot about
citation needed.
The groups that are just a few people in the whole United States.
Yes, I get that, but citation needed, Pastor. Anyways, let's crack on. Let's crack on.
Live performers who pique our interest with morbid curiosity and capture our imagination with timeless acts and daring feats.
I've never done that. I've never done
All
that.
this for the cost of $1 or $2.
Just the cost of a. This is a documentary from a hot minute ago, so nowadays it would be $5 probably. But
Welcome to the Traveling Sideshow, where you will be shocked and amazed.
dun 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 dun
Isn't
dun
it the
dun
performers
dun.
that get shocked?
Yeah, they'll be shocked. Well, you'll be amazed.
On our stage, you're going to see strange people alive doing strange things. They're real, they're human, they're alive.
It's the closing days of the Georgia State Fair, one of the last
The
stops for
Georgia
Ward Hall
State
in his
Fair.
world of wonders after a long carnival season. Now, in his 55th year on the road, Ward Hall runs the last traveling sideshow with human oddities.
It's showtime. The sideshow, as we know it, which started with Barnum, is indigenous to the United States. There were shows, there were human oddities in Europe or in England, but only in America. It's the 10-in-1 show.
10 and 1
Where all
is
the
the
freaks
carnival
are.
for the sideshow.
In the Europes, they couldn't do a 10-in-1 show really because they didn't have enough land, but they did do the smaller versions. But when you started having the train routed version of a circus, 3-ring circus, the carnival and sideshows would follow and be around them as well. So let's crack on. Well, let's just get to the next thing is the World of Wonders. And then we'll go from there.
As fast as you wish.
The World of Wonders captures a bygone era, a time when the public had to leave their homes to find good entertainment. Under the tent, one can still find an assortment of fire eaters, fat men, and shocking acts.
In the old days, there were hundreds of shows on a carnival midway. And so in my head, I had thought that I was going to kind of come out to something like that. Like I'd be on this working at the carnival, but there would be a lot more shows. And so when I got out here, it wasn't anything like that. And I found that we're the last traveling sideshow this big with live acts in it.
After working with World of Wonders for 3 years, Felicity and her husband Molotov are joining a Wild West show in the next season.
It's a shame that I wasn't born earlier where I would have been able to really cash in on these skills. We're happy to be able to make a living sword swallowing, knife throwing, whip cracking, doing all these things that only Ward Hall will hire you to do that. You really can't make a living breaking point. It would still be a dying industry.
And he's not really doing that anymore. But now we have a bunch of new people that are putting together things to go on tour with. So now let's get into the entertainers of this. And let's get into what a grind show is really quick. And then we'll get into a couple other thingies of the mobobbers here. And then we have one other thing to go over. There we go. Grind show. There we go.
In grind shows.
Your attention, please, to the lovely little lady on my right.
The grind show was one of the staples of the Midway. The objective was to move people through fast.
It's a grind show. You're doing 20 shows a day, sometimes more. And your throat gets tired and you don't talk. You just, you don't want to talk to people. You just do the show, swallow the sword, and let them go on to the next thing. Lady Sandra was telling me how she used to clean them with Listerine and then put oil. She'd likely put vegetable oil just to keep her throat from getting sore from swallowing swords all day.
Blah. I would use all of, anyways, I don't know, but to do 20 shows a day, son of a beast thing. Are you ketamine me?
But there was one style of show that put a different spin on the word grind.
A carnival in the 20s, 30s, 40s, even into the 50s, brought into town a certain amount of wonderful wickedness.
Behold, behold, behold.
Ooh, wonderful wickedness. Bounce, go bow. I mean, what? I don't know what we're talking about. What? Let them tell us.
The Vestal Virgins. These young ladies are prepared to perform for your edification.
And this is called a girly show?
Yeah,
Where?
they're not virgins. You can just tell by looking at them.
You just had girls that would wear just scantily clad stuff, which we would just put into a nightclub nowadays and or 21 and up venue, and we would just have them do, not have them, I'm sorry, they would perform on their own accord, anything, like, we do for burlesque performances or any other thing. It was just, now you put, that was the only, so instead of having like a hookah bar or another place that would have a burlesque night or a club, anything, right? This was the only place that you could have a belly dancer, a burlesque performer, and that's what I'm getting at. Let's get to, let's see, sword swallowers.
This assembly is the first of its kind anywhere. The sword swallowers even have their own association.
This is an organization set up by sword swallowers for sword swallowers, and not to create new baby sword swallowers, newbie sword swallowers, but instead just to establish those who are already established sword swallowers and network them together.
Performers have come here from the world over.
I'm the only sword swallower in Iceland.
Here we are at a sword swallower convention. What do you think Al Goldstein would say?
These guys make it look so easy. There's got to be a secret to it.
There's learning to suppress the gag reflex. Secondly is finding the right placement, getting used to putting it down the esophagus, putting the esophageal sphincter a little bit lower in the stomach, and then getting it down into the stomach, and overcoming the retch reflex that the stomach has.
Yeah, it's just making it so you don't gag at the wrong times. Let's put it that way. After overstimulating those nerves, and if anybody has ever understood, like, doing something so much that those nerves start to like not pay attention anymore, then you're okay. Yeah, not the pastor, totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do other stuff too.
Yeah, she grinds her vagina. She does other things, which is what?
Pastor swallows pork.
Sword swallowing is.
I don't know if he's. I don't know if he swallows swords. Literally, I think he swallows his Jesus's sword. But I think he makes.
Sword is Slim, surely.
Yes, no, I know what a pork sword is, obviously, but I don't think that he swallows one. I think he makes his significant other and his children do that on him. But let's talk about that later.
He's going on tour anyway in the church of the old fucking beat up fucking pickup truck.
Okay, so why are we talking about swords? Anyways, it says sword swallower, but that's not what we're going over. So let's go over We were talking about him the other day, so let's go over him.
Tissue over my eyes, give me my horn bridges. I've had my teeth filed with the dentist drill, and of course my split tongue.
Extreme isn't a description, it's a way of life for the lizard man.
1, 2, 3.
He's taken sideshow performance art to new, bizarre heights, pushing his body to the limit.
Yes, that's Eric. So here we go.
1, 2.
And spin it around. Yeah.
All these acts of the extreme are prelude to the weekend's one grand event. A big swallow.
We will be gathering everyone onto the stage in a line, and everyone will be simultaneously raising their swords and dropping them down.
And swallowing at the same time. This was like 6 years ago or something.
Sword swallowed at one time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
To set the world record, final preparations are made.
19. 19. 19.
Strategies discussed and rules declared.
More than 8 inches.
And what record-shattering ceremony would be complete without a guy in a suit?
I am going to watch how many people swallow swords and how many are swallowed. Al DiMario, certified public accountant.
With 19 assembled on stage, the attempt is made.
3, 2, 1, swallow!
And here they blow. And there we go. And this was a gazillion years ago. So nowadays, it's been beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten. Blah, blah, blah. That's what your mom said last night. And so let's go to... We'll do this really quick, which is the flea circus. Just barely the flea circus. Yes. And then we'll get into one more thing and then another other thing.
New York City's Times Square has long been considered the greatest hub of live entertainment in the country, but it's also been the starting point of the American sideshow. More than 150 years ago, this art...
It's really funny, Pastor, that you're laughing because you know that magic started with the temple and with the churches by adding in things that caused, like, drinks to turn certain colors after you did certain things, or, the first machines. Yeah, the first machines were turning, exact simile dog and things and stuff. So you think this is funny, but my whole craft and all the people who are here that know how to do most of these things, our craft actually started with religion because they were the tricksters in ancient times. Not
they're still the tricksters.
Well, they are, but you think it's funny that like we're using it now, but y'all used it first, not
took shape on variety theater and dime museum stages throughout the city, and eventually gave rise to such great institutions as vaudeville and burlesque. For years, people flocked to 42nd Street for all manner of entertainment, but one venue is indelibly etched into the annals of sideshow history: Professor Heckler's Trained Flea Circus, the longest-running show on Broadway.
Professor Heckler performed maybe 50 shows a day, from morning till midnight. And a lot of people, when they talk about Times Square, the old Times Square, that's what they talk about, is the flea circus.
For more than 50 years, the name Heckler was synonymous with Hubert's Museum.
In 1957, Professor Heckler left Times Square because he said that the nude shows were giving his fleas a bad name. So now they cleaned up Times Square. I thought it was the right idea to bring the fleas back.
That's great. But yeah, no, literally that was hilarious. That was the most popular thing. Well, in one theater in New York. And we'll talk about the flea circus later. But let's do some Fiji mermaid stuff really quick. And then let's get out of here because it's been a long weekend. Let's put it that way.
In 1841, P.T. Barnum's American Museum was the showcase for the weird and the bizarre. And it included the mysterious Fiji mermaid. What? You've never heard of the Fiji mermaid?
Fiji mermaids. Barnum commissioned these banners to be presented around town of these beautiful women with fishtails, you know, calling people to come and see the Fiji mermaids. And when they got there, it was a fishtail with a monkey sewed on, and human hair, glass eyes. And it's wonderful.
Joe Coleman should know he owns one. But if you want to see one for yourself, just head to New York City. Mermaids are just one of the many oddities found in Johnny Fox's remarkable collection of the
Yeah, okay, all right. So now, yeah, let's just end it here, and then maybe we'll do some circus stuff later. We'll see. I don't know. Jim Rose circus stuff later. I feel like let's only tempt fate once tonight, and we're gonna get out of here. So,
well,
yes. So, thank you all very much for being here for this. Tomorrow, I think we're going over MAGA stuff, I believe, or flat Earth stuff. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. Thank you all very much for being here.
That will be MAGA. Yes. Then flat Earth.
Which one?
First, MAGA.
MAGA, and then flat Earth. Okay, totally. And then Wednesday, I'll have all the stuff ready on Wednesday, most likely. So thank you very much for being here. We'll see you next time. Same freak time, same freak channel tomorrow. And everybody, Mango's only $25 away from
I've just sent
the goal.
Cash, so
okay,
hopefully
all
I'll
right.
make the money.
Yes. Okay. Hopefully. All right. So thank you all very much. We'll see you next time. Love you all. You rock. Please make sure you double check that you like the stream or subscribe. If you can join, that would be amazing. If not, do all the things and stuff and things. Love you all. See you all next time. You all rock.